Hello, this is Serena Moreland from the Walter State Library, and we are back again looking at databases for your Modern American Literature paper. We're going to look next at the eBook Academic Collection. So we're back on that list of English databases. We'll click in there, and since I've already entered my eLearn stuff before on the same day, I don't think I have to enter it again, but that could always be a possibility. In this database, you want to start very broadly by only using the author's name or using something like women writers, modern American literature, American fiction, so something really broad like that, and then seeing what the database brings you. So I'm going to begin with seeing if there's anything on Susan Glaspell, because we can start with the author. And I only have 14 results, so there's not a lot to work with, which is fine because these are bigger containers of information. They are full books. What really matters, though, is under the title and summary, there are subjects listed. And so as long as this says literary criticism, then there's a chance it's a really good source to use. Oftentimes you'll find biographies or autobiographies. Sometimes it's just a collection of that author's other writings. So do pay attention to the subjects listed. Since we don't have that many options, this first one looks really good in this case. You may not always use the first one presented to you. But when you click on the title, you will need to take an extra step to get the ebook to open the way it should. So I'm going to click on PDF full text. You don't want to download it or do anything else like that. When it loads, you'll see the title page, all the colors and images, charts, graphs, all the good stuff as if you had this book in front of you. And on the left, you will have a table of contents. Now, some of these with this little download icon are sections, and that will often expand when you click on a section and scroll down. So I could click on this part, foreshadowing a jury of her peers, which I know relates to trifles. So that would be one option. And I would just have to work with that page or that chapter rather than the whole ebook. I can also use search within and enter different terms. So I might try looking for the name of her play that I'm researching, Trifles. And every time you enter a word, it brings up every page where your term appears, and then you can click on that link, and it should most of the time highlight it for you on that page, so it's easy to locate those relevant sections of the ebook. You can email pages to yourself, and you can print pages. You can never do the whole ebook because it would be a copyright infringement. It's generally a 100-page limit, so that's an option. And then the citation tool for this database is just listed under Cite. So when I click on that, I would need to scroll down to MLA, and I could copy and paste this in that Word document. This is the same one I have pulled up in the previous video. Now you will notice that there is a gray highlighting, and so I usually just merge my formatting again to make sure the font matches, but it also eliminates that gray background. And I would want to double check the formula for an ebook, and this is from a database as well, so there's that added layer, but just make sure again that everything's written the way it should be as far as those citations go. And so I can see that I would have to work on the name in this one already. But all the other information should be there, and now I have two really great sources for my paper. I did mention searching broadly in this database, so I just want to show you. You can also do something like American fiction, right? Very broad. And you get many more results in that case. And you can still look for literary criticism as a subject. But you could narrow this more by adding your author's names. So I could add Charlotte Perkins Gilman or Susan Glaspell. And I get 11 results. So then I would have to go through and see which ones really apply. Now, since we already searched for Susan Glaspell, we'll see some repetition there. But just like before, when you find a book that seems like it might be relevant, you can go in there and search for that author or search for you know, those big terms like marriage or patriarchy or feminism. So I might try this one and just repeat that process of downloading the PDF and then searching that ebook. So that concludes the video on the eBook academic collection. Like I said, I hope you've used it before. It always has lots of really great information on several of the authors and poets and playwrights that you study at Walter State. So thank you for listening.